Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Ashley, and in this tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to create your very own Rottweiler tee. And as you can see here, I created one for Threaded South. You can grab it at threadedsouth.com. I'm not going to teach you how to create this exact design, but I'm going to teach you how to create your very own design. So one that's pretty similar. So in this tutorial, you're going to basically learn the camera raw filter. You're going to also learn how to clip stuff out so that you can create one of these very popular styles. Let's jump right in. Before we get started, I want to remind you that the links to the images that I will be using is down in the description. So the first thing you should do is open up the Rottweiler stock. Right click and convert to a smart object. Rename it. Go to filter, camera raw filter. Change the exposure to -0.20. The contrast to 100. The highlights to -100. The shadows to -40. The whites will be left as is and the blacks will be -64. Change the vibrance to -75. Click OK. Convert it to a smart object again. Create a new document, and it's going to be 16 by 20 inches, a 300 resolution in CMYK. Add a black color fill background. Go back to my stock, use the pen tool here, and I'm going to outline the face. I'm going to speed this up a bit. Go over here to selection and change the feather radius to 8. Create a mask. Drag it over to my new document that I created. Adjust it, rotate it a bit so it's straight up. Select my mask, use a soft brush, and I'm gonna mask away this little white halo that's around the dog's head to give it a bit more of a softer edge, and so that the edges kind of blend in a bit to the black background. Create a new smart object via copy. Go ahead and rename this layer. And I'm going to double click inside of it. Go up to filter and filter gallery, but before you do that, make sure your foreground is white and your background is black. Apply a halftone pattern, and it's under the sketch tab. So go ahead and change the size to 2 and the contrast to 15. And then make sure you file save. Right click and convert to Smart Object. Apply a motion blur. Change the motion blur distance to 150 and the angle to 0. Add a color overlay. Change the layer to color burn. Change the color to E0B87F. Change the blend mode to divide. And the opacity to 70%. Duplicate the original layer and put it on top of the halftone pattern layer. Change the blend mode to vivid light and the opacity to 50%. Right click and create clipping mask. Select this top layer and the one right beneath it. Rotate it so that it's -21 degrees. Shift it over to the left. Take these 2 layers and I'm gonna duplicate them. Rotate these layers the opposite way to about 39 degrees. Shift it over to the right. Change the halftone layer and I'm going to change the fill to 50%. Do it for each side. Go all the way up to the top and I'm going to add a hue and saturation layer. Change the saturation to 19. And I'm going to select my entire design and place it within a group. Open up my texture file. Place a black and white adjustment layer on top. Select both of these layers and convert it to a smart object. Rename it texture. Drag it over to my design. Resize it so that it's over the face of the dog. And now I'm scrolling down and selecting the mask of my original dog layer and creating a mask from it. And I'm changing my layer to multiply and the opacity to 11%. And that is how you create a very trendy Rottweiler streetwear tee. If you like what you saw today, make sure you hit that like button and also subscribe if you haven't already, so that you will be notified every time I drop a video. Also, if you would like to grab some merch, head on over to threadedsouth.com. Thank you for watching.